Say me, give it up. Wishing y'all can pass me. Run it up, step in, I'm moving out.
Before we start the video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor today, DraftKings. The NBA season is back and everyone is excited, but let me tell you why DraftKings is even more exciting. DraftKings is a digital sports entertainment and gaming platform for daily fantasy sports and mobile sports betting with over 5 million people playing, where you have a chance to win millions of dollars worth of prizes, and it's free to enter with your first deposit. So how you play is that you draft 8 players where each player is assigned with a salary, where you have a salary cap of $50,000 to build your lineup. Then you will rack up fantasy points for stats such as points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, and more. It's like your usual fantasy basketball, but with DraftKings, it gives you the chance to win millions of dollars worth of total prizes. Definitely give it a shot. You miss every shot you don't take. To get started, just click on the link in the description box down below and make sure to use my promo code HOOPINLIFE when signing up to get a free shot at the $1 million top prize with your first deposit. So what are y'all waiting for? Just click the link down below and shoot your shot. Enjoy the rest of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we have the sneaker review on the Adidas Harden Volume 5s. There has been a lot of heat going around about James Harden, whether it's about where he's gonna get traded to or just how thick he looks sometimes. Harden could potentially end up with the Sixers, the Nets, the Warriors, and even the Knicks. Or maybe he'll just end up staying with Houston. But no matter what team Harden plays for this upcoming season, he will be rocking his newest signature shoe, the Harden Volume 5s. But surprisingly, he actually haven't worn these in the preseason, where he's actually been wearing the Harden Volume 1s. To me, the shoe looks pretty unique and dope, kind of like a lifestyle shoe more than a hoop shoe. And some of the other colorways along with this one are also pretty dope looking. Shout out to the plug for sending these over. We're team early, baby. All right, time to get into the review and see what these are all about. As always, we're gonna start off with the traction. The Adidas Harden Volume 5 has a rubber outsole that's molded together with the midsole to give you more freedom of movement. The traction on these are pretty disappointing. It takes a while to break in, and even after breaking them in for quite some time, they still weren't that great. On clean courts, you're okay at best, but anything other than clean courts, you're gonna be slipping and sliding everywhere. It just doesn't really have a good grip or a good bite on the court. Don't even think about it when you're on a dusty court, man. Like, it bites nothing. You know, given, Harden's signature move having to be a step back where he has to plant his foot pretty hard onto the ground, and without like solid traction or solid grip, he's gonna be slipping and he's not gonna be able to execute that move. But then again, Harden's playing on an NBA floor, which probably the cleanest court on the planet, given on any basketball floor. The NBA courts are probably the cleanest, so he will have no problems with the traction on these on that court. But for us, we don't got that luxury where we get to play on that clean of a court. So anything besides that, traction on these they're not great, all right? They're not great. I mean, I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but just look at how much dust and dirt that this outsole just like accumulates. Hey, surprisingly, these actually hold up better outdoors than they do indoors. The slippage wasn't as bad outdoors than they were on like a dusty court. So, I mean, if you guys would have copped these, probably just use them for outdoors. Moving on to the materials, the Adidas Harden Volume 5 has a seamless textile upper with geometric shape overlays. Oh my goodness. Here we have another disappointment in this aspect. The materials are just not good, man. They're very hard, not flexible, not breathable, and just very like firm, and they're just not good, all right? Like the materials, they're not premium. They may feel like, all in one piece as far as the shoe being molded with the midsole into the outsole, but just like the quality and the feel of the materials are just not good. Like I said, they're just really hard and very stiff. They don't really bend. They don't feel nice. They're not soft and flexible. Man, I don't want to like start off in the video with 2 negatives in terms of the segment. It is what it is, man. To me, the best part of the materials is probably the tongue, and that's not a good thing, for me to say for all the materials and stuff. For the tongue to be the best part of it, I mean, overall the shoe looks kind of cool, right? Aesthetically with the materials, I like what they do with like, the felt overlays, but that doesn't really help with the performance, right? Because like if the overall materials around your foot doesn't feel good and doesn't make you perform well, then the materials are just not good. For support and lockdown, the Harden Volume 5 has good lateral stability along with really thick cushion pillows in the heel. All right, finally something good about the shoe. The lateral stabilities are pretty good. It's very stable, has a pretty wide base. So in terms of stability, they're good on that aspect. But lockdown is not. I had crazy heel slippage in these. Like if I was just walking in the shoe, my foot was coming up and down out of it. Even with the super thick, but it's not like soft and comfy. It's kind of firm. The cushion pillow is just I guess it just doesn't get the job done. I had to tie the laces like super tight up here, you know, just so that my heel doesn't come off right here. I don't know if that has something to do with the fitment, which I will get onto in a little bit. But in terms of lockdown, man, like you're gonna have to really choke the laces. Right here is just too open, where the lacing system doesn't tie up back enough or, you know, high enough. You know, I had some issues with my heel coming up and down as far as heel slippage goes. So that is a no bueno. Moving on to the cushioning, Adidas has incorporated boost and light strike for the midsole to give it a combination of comfort and speed. With the combination of combining boost and light strike, you would think that the cushioning on these would be amazing, right? Think again. The shoe feels really bottom heavy and it's very rigid where the shoe doesn't flex that great at all. Like look, like I'm barely able to flex this, and that's only because there's like a flex point right here, but everywhere around the shoe, look, I can't like bend it because the midsole is just so stiff and rigid. The bottom of the shoe just feels really clunky, like they're just some big old bricks on your feet. And have you guys seen the size of the insole and how thick it is? I almost snapped my wrist while trying to take that thing out, man. It was crazy. But as far as comfort and responsiveness goes for the boost and light strike, I would say it's pretty good. It's a lot more on the firm side for sure, compared to your traditional soft, squishy, spongy-like boost. Like I said, it doesn't flex well. It's pretty rigid, but you are getting some decent impact protection. As far as comfort and size fit goes, once again, Adidas, sizing was pretty tricky on these. I went with my usual 10.5. Given these were sent to me by my plug, I decided to go with the 10.5. But they do run kind of long, similar to other Adidas basketball shoes. But if you are the ones who like that more snug fit, I would recommend go a half size down. They were a little long at the front, but not super like long entirely where I had to go a half size down. Like these, I could still work with. Everybody's foot shape is different, so if y'all could try it on, definitely go try it on. Adidas always tricky with the sizing, man. A lot of the Dame shoes, I had to go a half size down. A lot of previous Harden models, I had to go a half size down. Some years, they fit true to size perfect, but some years, you know, they go back to this. As far as comfort goes for the shoe, this is where it gets bad. So I've hooped in these countless of times just to get the review in, right? And at the end of each session, the bottom of my midfoot, right at this area, was aching so bad that I couldn't hoop in the shoes no more, all right? I was spending like hours each hoop session, you know, just to test these out, to get the review in, just to let you guys know what the shoe is all about. And by the end of each session, man, when I take off my shoes, or even during when my foot is in the shoe, the bottom of my midfoot in this general area was just aching so bad. And I think that's due to the rigidity of the shoe, of it not being flexible enough, where you have nice and smooth and good heel to toe transition, bends well with the, you know, the flow or movements of your foot. But with these, because it's so firm and non-flexible and rigid and stiff, it doesn't bend that way. So, you know, I think a lot of the pressure, you know, gets stuck right here in your midfoot, where only your upper forefoot gets to move, but then the bottom half doesn't get to move. So I had a lot of tension and aching in this area of the bottom of my midfoot. It was getting to a point where it was just unbearable. I couldn't continue hooping in these anymore in every session that I've tried these on with. But yeah, in regards to that, man, definitely do not wear these for long periods of time. As far as pricing goes, these retail for $130. Not a bad price point, you know, for a signature shoe, just not a good price point for the performance of this basketball shoe. These are set to release on January 4th of next month. I don't know, man, unless you're a diehard Harden fan where you gotta have all the signature shoes, I don't know who's gonna be copping these shoes. And for my overall rating on the Adidas Harden Volume 5s, I'm gonna give these a score of a whopping, incredible, unbelievable 1.5 out of 5. Man, I don't even know when was the last time I gave a sneaker that low of a score. Like I said, man, I was just really disappointed on the Harden Volume 5s. You know, coming off of a really good Harden 3 and a Harden 4, like those were great hoop shoes. Having to have this pair, and with all of the marketing, Adidas had said that, you know, this is gonna be the shoe, this is gonna be the shoe for Harden where it's gonna change the game. It's pretty disappointing on how bad it performed. You know, the traction was not great. The materials are boo-boo. The cushioning was okay. There was its pros and cons. Support and lockdown, it has its pros and cons, but overall, the shoe just had a lot more cons than it did pros. Adidas, what did you guys do with the Harden Volume 5s? I mean, y'all said you're gonna change the game with these. Y'all changed the game for real, but just not on a positive standpoint. I mean, I reviewed a lot of shoes, you know, during my time, you know, reviewing shoes on Hoop and Life, and it's okay when, you know, certain aspects of a shoe, like whether it's traction materials, support and lockdown, cushion, whatever, it's okay that the shoe doesn't perform at its maximum potential or as well as it does that you would want it to be. Like, you can still wear it, right? You can still hoop in it. But what makes everything worse when you can't hoop in it is if the shoe gives you aches and pains, because that you don't want. Like, you don't want to be hooping and then your foot be hurting. That's just not good for your body, right? Pretty disappointed, man. Adidas and the Harden Volume 5. Aesthetically, to be honest, I think the shoe looks pretty dope. It looks more of like a casual shoe, a lifestyle shoe, more than a hoop shoe. But even for a hoop shoe, I think it looks pretty dope. But, you know, just with the performance aspect of the shoe, it was just no good, man. Like, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, you know, on the channel and everything, but I give it my 100. You know, I tell you guys the truth. I'm honest about everything that I do, you know, with the reviews, just so that you guys could know what's up, man. The big question is, we'll see whether or not James Harden will be rocking these shoes in the upcoming season, or will he rock, you know, his old previous sneakers, just like he did in the preseason rocking the Harden Volume 1s. But who knows, maybe this shoe performs really well for Harden, just not for me. I mean, at the end of the day, it is his signature shoe. Hope you guys enjoyed that sneaker review on the Adidas Harden Volume 5s. Man, like I said, man, I didn't mean to have all this negative energy come in with the sneaker review, telling you guys all these bad things about it, but I do these reviews for a reason, just to let you guys know what are the goods and bads out of a basketball shoe. That way you guys don't have to spend your hard-earned money on it. And, you know, with the Harden Volume 5s, man, I definitely think it deserves a pass. They're just not good performance hoop shoes. Save your time, save your money. Go get something else, man. Go get something else. And just for discussion purposes, man, let me know down in the comment section below what were some of y'all thoughts on the Harden Volume 5s. And for those of you guys who do have the shoe, how well did it perform for you guys? Did you guys have some of the same issues that I had? Or, you know, that shoe was just, you know, a beast or amazing for you? Like, or maybe it was just a personal problem? Let me know down in the comment section below. I check all the comments, you know, I reply to y'all, man. You know, it's good engagement for everybody to, you know, kind of talk to each other, just to see everybody's different perspective on the shoe. Like I always said, everybody's preferences are always different. Everybody's foot shapes are always different. What works for me may not necessarily work for you, and vice versa. But, you know, just let me know in the comment section below what some of y'all thoughts, man. Also, let me know what other sneakers you guys would like me to review. Check out your boy on social media. I will be posting a lot of dope content and giveaways on there, so make sure to give your boy a follow. And until next time, it's your boy Nelly Nell from Hoop and Life, and I'm out. Peace.
Give it up, thinking these women excite me. Give it up, wishing y'all can pass me. Run it up, stepping, I'm moving at high speed. Yeah.